Okay, Charlton Miller II, I have some questions for you.
I have some answers for you.
All right. When and where were you born?
I was born and raised in Houston, Texas,
When?
September 1st, 1992.
Hmm. How did your family get to Texas?
My father actually is from Pittsburgh. Most of my family is from Pittsburgh, but when he was late in his late teens, he moved here and he met my mom in his early 20s and they met. There it is.
Hmm. What is the happiest memory you can think of from your childhood?
When I went to a family reunion in Pittsburgh and everybody there was so loving, so welcoming, and it was a beautiful city. And I just remember it so well from getting in the car, driving there, all the way to the fireworks that happened on the very last night I was there. It was beautiful.
Hmm. Did your parents discuss race or racism with you?
Yes, both of them, but especially my father. He was very Afrocentric with me coming up. I am technically mixed, but I still claim most of the time black. Well, all the time really black, but a mix from my father's side. But he definitely made sure that I was aware that I was a strong black man and that it's something to be very proud of all the time.
Hmm. What kind of interactions did you have growing up with people not of your racial background?
I had good interactions actually. I've had very few bad ones, but good most of them. My very first best friend was actually white.
What moment in American history that you're alive for sticks out the most for you?
Probably in the past 2 years with the Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, uh, Sandra Bland, um, just all those type of things. The notable deaths that probably sticks out the most in history to me because it just shows that the disease that plagues America, as far as racism, is still very much infecting our nation. And what's ironic about it is America likes to put on this ideal nation that we are the best, we are the greatest country in the world. But at the same time, it's ironic and a contradiction because we need each other, black and white people, in order to reach that ideal nation, the real ideal nation. But in order to reach it, black people need to make sure that they still keep hope alive, that they still make sure that we are going to traverse through this. We have to, black people have to be the ones that initiate that change in order to make white people examine themselves.
Hmm. Okay. Where were you when this was going on and how did you respond to it?
Um, I was here at Texas Southern University when most of the deaths were happening of the young black people, and it's it was definitely something that was noticed because I was at HBCU, of course, historically black college. So of course they're gonna make a lot of um, different things about it. You know, they're gonna bring a lot of attention to it. But what I just found honestly kind of funny was like a lot of black people. Well, two things I thought about. A lot of black people want to say something. Oh, this is wrong. This is that. This is such and such, but don't actually do nothing. They just want to talk. Talking never solved anything. Like as far as like of greatness in history. Talking doesn't solve, actions do. And the second thing was, it's funny how the people who quickest to be like, oh, white people hate us, white people this, that, and the other, but at the same time, you yourself are killing your own people. Like one of my favorite songs by an artist called Kendrick Lamar is called "The Black of the Berry," and at the very end of it, he says, you know, um, basically, it's funny how we are hypocrites. Hypocrites talking about white people are killing us, but we're actually killing ourselves. Like we kill people of our same color all the time. That's that crabs in the bucket mentality. We need to lose that if we actually want to see ourselves as people actually raise up. And that's the honest God truth.
So, what advice would you give to a student heading to college?
The advice I would give them is be yourself. Keep your foundation strong. A lot of people, when they come to college, they lose themselves. They get lost in so many different things. But keep your foundation strong because your foundation makes you who you are at the end of the day. Don't lose. It's okay to evolve, but don't change, if that makes sense. Evolve for the better. Be a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. You know, don't turn into like a moth. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a butterfly. Turn into something beautiful. Be better. Don't like, just come to college and get swept up in all the negativity and whatnot. Have fun, but at the same time, remember you are here to evolve, better yourself before anything else.
Okay, so what made you choose Texas Southern?
I actually didn't have it as my first choice. My first choice was Texas State, but I got denied, so I applied to U of H and Texas Southern. I got into both of them, but U of H wanted more paperwork, and Texas Southern was like, your paperwork is done. So I came here for a semester planning to transfer to U of H, and in that semester, it completely changed my outlook as far as what college I should be at, because I fell in love with not only the culture of being at HBCU, but the possibility and potential of this university and where it can be headed.
What did you study?
Business management.
Are you confident now that you made the right decision and what to study?
250%, because at the end of the day, business is everywhere in this world. You're going to need people to know how to lead it, know how to take it to the next level. My major may be broad and generalized compared to other specific like majors as far as like maybe pharmacy or education or something like that. But at the end of the day, they haven't studied and specialized how to run the logistics, how to know exactly every little thing from finance to accounting to management to the computer side of all that. During my studies here at TSU, I had to at least take 2 or more classes in each of those areas. So I may not be an expert in that field, but I can guarantee I can get the job done, which makes me the most qualified to be the leader of that business because I know how basically every single area in that business functions.
Who would you identify as an important teacher, role model, or significant figure that you've encountered since starting your schooling year?
I would say 3 people. One, Mr. Andre Wagner, who is my mentor and also like a big brother. 2, Eric Rhodes, who is a business professor in the business building, and he also teaches business law. He's a lawyer as well. And 3, Dr. Freeman. Like, and you want to know why? I don't know. Do you want to know why? Or just the people?
Just the people. I mean, that's good enough.
Okay.
But, like, take one and give me a reason why.
The one I would probably say is Andre Wagner. He probably has been the most impactful out of all 3 because he seen me when I was needing some assistance, like a job and whatnot, and he had a long talk with me and viewed my character, and he gave me an opportunity to not only get a job, but to also expose me to so many different things, to the true nature of TSU and the possibilities of the world. And so I do thank him for that. He definitely was a true big brother.
Do you think you've left that same impression on anyone since graduating?
Yes, yes, I make it a very, very high priority of mine that I mentor many different people in my time while at TSU and while I'm not here. And also the people who I mentor, I make sure that they mentor other people as well.
Describe when you were on campus then and compare it to what campus is like now.
When I was on campus, it was a little bit more relaxed. Sorry to say, with the late things that have happened with TSU have made things more strict and things a little crazy, but it was a little bit more relaxed and fun, and just people got along better. But I do see from the Take Back TSU movement and whatnot, a couple of good things are happening that's bringing more of the the culture of TSU, the old TSU, like I'm talking about 2005 and stuff, and that, bringing that back. So that's cool.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering these questions. And that's it